Hi, my name's Rachel Ritchie. I'm one of the librarians supporting the Faculty of Science and Engineering at Southern Cross. Today I will go through some search tips and resources that will help you find information sources you will need the most in your marine science assessment tasks, scholarly or peer-reviewed journal articles. If you need a refresher on how to develop keywords to search in the library databases, I recommend completing the library's Research Ready tutorial, which is available from the library website or from the library tab in MySCU. I will show you two core library databases useful for marine science, Scopus and Web of Science. I will also show you a couple of tips for getting the most out of Google Scholar. And finally, I'm going to demonstrate how to copy or export citation information to help with your referencing. So what information sources will you need the most? Information can come from many types of media, but you need to identify trustworthy, reliable sources of information. One of the most trustworthy sources of information are peer-reviewed journal articles. But what is a journal? It is a collection of many articles which may be focused on a particular scientific discipline, for example, the journal Coral Reefs, or a journal may publish articles across a range of scientific areas, for example, Nature. Journals vary in the quality of research they publish. Reputable journals use a process known as peer review, which means articles in that journal are reviewed by a panel of academic experts prior to being published. This means that studies that have major flaws or use questionable science will be rejected by reputable journals. This rigorous process of peer review is the main reason that your primary source of literature for your assignments should be peer-reviewed journal articles. Journals can be organised in different ways, but most often they consist of one or more volumes per year, and each volume may contain multiple issues, or there might just be one issue published each year. Journals that are available both online and in hard copy will be arranged by page numbers. Sometimes a journal is only published online, in which case articles are given an article number instead of using page numbers. Another common requirement is that you source primary literature. This means publications where the authors or researchers are reporting on their own original research. Primary research articles will usually include an analysis of data collected in the field or laboratory. Secondary literature generally summarises the primary literature, for example, a literature review article. I'm now going to show you how to find peer-reviewed journal articles using the library's databases. So from SCU, navigate to Library. On the left-hand side, under the LibGuides heading, click Science, Engineering and IT, and then open the Environmental Science Library Guide. The first database I'm going to show you is Scopus, so from the Key Databases list, open Scopus. Scopus is a large indexing or citation database, which means it contains information about publication, but it does not contain the full text of articles. In Scopus, you can click the arrow here to search within different fields, such as article title, journal title, abstract, authors, and so on. For the best results, I recommend starting with the default search, which is a combined search across the title, abstract, and keywords fields. If you are finding too many irrelevant articles, you could try searching a key concept only in the title or abstract field, because this will help narrow your results. So we type the keywords for each concept in our research topic on a separate line, separating the alternative keywords with OR. So for example, if I want information on marine reserves, I have the phrase inside double quotation marks, marine reserves, the word or, marine protected areas, or no-take zones. This instructs the database to find at least one or more of these terms. Click Add Search Field to add the second concept for our topic, which in this instance is spillover. You can keep adding search lines to add multiple concepts for your research topic. This is the search results page. On the left-hand side of the screen, there are a number of limits that you can apply to your search. The most useful for you at this stage will be the year. So if you would only like to read recent research, you can click the year range here that you would like to limit your results to. So for example, I can just choose to search back to 2016. You might notice that there is no limit for peer reviewed, and that is because all full journal article content in Scopus is peer-reviewed literature. You might occasionally see certain types of articles such as editorials or book reviews. Those types of articles are not peer-reviewed, but if it is a full journal article, then it will be a peer-reviewed article if you have found it in Scopus. So when you're looking at your search results, there are a number of ways that you can sort them. So the default is usually to sort by the newest published articles first, but you can change this. So you might want to look at the most relevant articles first, according to the keywords that you've typed in. Or if, for example, you're interested in finding seminal literature, you could try sorting by cited by highest. So this is the articles that have received the most subsequent citations. Just remember that a high number of citations could indicate importance, and most usually does, but very occasionally a high number of citations may indicate controversy. You will need to read the article and use your judgment to decide whether the article is a seminal article or a controversial article. To access the full text of the articles, you will click these Find It links underneath each article title. When you click a Find It link, the system will run a search in the library's collection, and if we have access to that article in a different database, you will be taken straight through to that other database to read the full text of the article online. And there will also usually be an option to download a full PDF. If one of these Find It links is broken, you can contact the library to see if we can find you an alternative version, or I'm going to show you a couple of tips to try and find the article on your own. The first thing to try is to search for the journal title. So over here, if I would like to read this article from the journal Fish and Fisheries, I can copy that journal title, pop back to the library tab in my SCU and search for that journal title in the library catalogue. So at the top of the list is the library's record for this journal Fish and Fisheries. Choose one of the links to open the database where the journal is available. And now what you want to do is browse through the list of issues for this journal to find the article you are after. So if I just go back to Scopus for a moment, you'll see here that this article was published in 2017 in volume 18, issue number 3. So I can expand this out to view volume 18 in 2017, scroll down and open up issue 3. And if I scroll through here, you'll see here the article I'm looking for. So that's how you browse for an article using the volume and issue numbers. You can also try searching for the article in Google Scholar. You might find another version of the article freely available, for example, from a university repository. And as I mentioned, if neither of these options work, contact the library. We will do our best to fix a broken link and find the full text for you. It's really important that you keep track of the searches you have run as you go. It will save you time if you get interrupted as you are searching. So I like to copy and paste the search strings that I have tried into a Word document or a draft email. And in Scopus, you can copy this URL from the address bar at the top of the screen so that you can come back to this search at a later time. You should also keep a record of any useful articles you find as you go. If you are already using EndNote to organise your references, from the article's homepage, click Export, then choose RIS format. Select an option here of which information you would like to export. Click Export, and then when the file downloads, click that to open up the record in your EndNote library. If you are not using EndNote, you can copy a citation by clicking More, Create Bibliography, choose a style from the drop-down list, and then click Create Bibliography. So here is a sample citation for this article. You, of course, will need to amend the reference to match the reference style that you are required to use in your assessment. I'm now going to show you another core database, the Web of Science. So back in the Environmental Science Library Guide, click on the link for Web of Science Core Collection. Web of Science is very similar to Scopus, but it does index some different journals to those in Scopus, so I always recommend searching both. If you have followed my recommendation to keep track of your searches by copying your search strings, you can simply copy and paste your search directly from Scopus into Web of Science. I'm going to show you a slightly different search though. In Web of Science, you can also choose a field to search in. I like using topic to get started, which is a combined search across the title, abstract, and keywords. So you type the keywords for each of your concept on different search lines, clicking Add Row to add additional concepts. So in this example, I'm searching for coral, bleach, and reproduction. I have used the asterisk or truncation symbol at the stem of these two words. This will find the variations of these words for me. So by using the asterisk at the end of bleach, I will find bleach, bleachers, and bleaching. On the search results page in Web of Science, the limit options are very similar to those in Scopus. So again, you may like to limit your search by a date range, and you also have different sorting options. At the moment, my search is sorted by relevance, but I may like to view the most recent articles first by choosing date newest first, or again, I can choose to view citations highest first if I'm trying to find the key or seminal literature in a topic area. As with Scopus, to find the full text articles, you will click the Find It links underneath each article. To keep track of your search, you can copy and paste the search string, and you can also copy the query link underneath the search box. That will copy a permanent URL back to these search results that you can come back to at a later time. If you are using EndNote, to copy a reference from Web of Science, click Export and choose EndNote Desktop. Choose the information you would like to export and click Export. And then again, open up the downloaded RAS file into your EndNote library. If you are not using EndNote, you can either copy all the information that you will need to create a manual reference, or I'll show you a little tip. This link at the top of the screen here says look up full text at Google Scholar. Once you find the record for the article in Google Scholar, you can click this Cite link underneath the article to get an example reference. Again, choose a style, copy the information, and then change the details that you will need to change for your reference style. While we're in Google Scholar, I'll show you a few tips to get the most out of it. Now, I don't recommend starting your search in Google Scholar, as it is more difficult to identify reliable scholarly information. It also has very limited searching and refining capabilities, but it can still be a useful supplementary source. The first thing to do if you are using Google Scholar is to link it to Southern Cross University Library to help you find full text articles. Back in the Environmental Science Library Guide, on the Journal Articles and Databases page, there are instructions at the bottom of the screen to help you link Google Scholar to SCU Library. Now, Scholar does not give you the option to add your search concepts onto different lines, so you need to use round brackets to combine your search terms on this single search line. So here I have the word connectivity, and then inside round brackets, a few alternative keywords, so marine reserves, or marine protected areas, or no-take zones. You can use double quotation marks to search for exact phrases, but you cannot use the asterisk or truncation symbol to search for word stems. So if you have different variations of the words you would like to search, you will need to type them all out. From the results screen in Google Scholar, the only useful limit available to you is the date range, which you can access by clicking Custom Range here and just simply typing in the year that you would like to limit your search to. Once you have found an article in Google Scholar you would like to use, you need to check whether it is a peer-reviewed or scholarly article. So to do this, the first thing is copy the journal title. So not the article title, but the journal title. I'm going to choose this one from Global Ecology and Conservation. Back in the Environmental Science Library Guide, I have some instructions here in the box peer-reviewed or scholarly, which tell you some tips about how to limit your searches to peer-reviewed. You can search this database called Aurix Web. You will search in Aurix Web by journal title. So not article title, journal title. The information displayed here will tell you whether this journal is peer-reviewed. And what I'm looking for is in this column where we have the little referee's jersey symbol. That indicates to me that this journal is a peer-reviewed journal. And so that means the articles that are published in that journal will also be peer-reviewed. For other tips on identifying a scholarly article, I recommend completing these two research-ready tutorials available from the Library Guide. To find the full text of articles in Google Scholar, You can click the Find It at SCU links once you have linked your scholar to SCU. If these links don't work or there isn't a link there, you can try clicking the article title, or if that doesn't work, underneath each article you will see this link that has a list of different versions of the article. So you may be able to find a full text version here, for example a preprint that may have been published in a university repository. Be careful when you're choosing full text links from Google Scholar. Sometimes articles are uploaded illegally. If you have any doubts at all about the version of the article you have found, you can contact the library. And as I showed you previously, to copy the citation or reference for an article, simply click the Cite link underneath the article to get your starting point. If you need additional help finding scholarly peer-reviewed articles for your marine science units, please contact the library via the options on the Library tab in your MySCU. You can email us, you can call us. During opening hours, you can have a live chat with us. And finally, you can also book a one-on-one Zoom appointment by choosing either the undergraduates or postgraduates link.